mow the yard in 109-degree temperature.
It's like you take a
Just
nap.
give me okay. Maybe Hogan's Heroes will be on. I don't know. Yeah, and remember, if it's one of those times, if you do drive by somebody's yard and someone's laying out, they're not taking a nap, okay? So just get out, and, especially on my corner.
It's not a big lobster. That could be Webby.
Out there in the yard. I'm like 95 degrees, so it's not going to be too bad tonight. Going racing. The bull ring tonight. In La Crosse.
You're doing
Sprint cars, man, are back. You need to go over there, man. Check it out. The KVGB Yucca Farms sprint car, which has had a fantastic summer, is going to be in action tonight. I mean, to see that wing car coming around there and see KVGB right on the front, roaring to the front. I'll be there. You need to go over there. You need to if you go racing tonight. If you go racing tonight, I'll watch the World Cup.
If I bring my license, I can drive?
No.
I like to
You
go
could get in it.
sideways.
I couldn't get in them. So anyway, racing tonight at the Bull Ring. I love watching sprint cars. Okay, you gave me this. I imagine you want to talk about it. So the Marion
Marion County
newspaper,
record, yeah.
yes.
So you got the Attorney General now saying the KBI got involved because there was a possible breach of a secured state information system. Like we had Levi Morrison last week, and we know that you can walk over to the courthouse and get that information that would have been required to write a story for free. Most of it's public record. Sometimes you can't get the affidavit that tells you what happened, but all the court hearings, all the charges, some of the results, all that is sentencing, all that's public record. And now, as Levi pointed out, you can go online and search that for $1.50 a search. So it's interesting that I don't think any of that was brought up originally, but now that the national media and some of the Wichita outlets have brought fire on them, there might have been a breach to a secure system. When you've got the owner of the paper saying, we had a piece of paper laying right here and they didn't even take it. So it's...
Why did they just go down the street?
They may well have. You can print them off at the courthouse.
Do we know that?
Yeah. I don't know what they have, but I know that to write a newspaper story, all the information you need is at the courthouse or
But did they
online.
go to the courthouse?
We don't know that.
Maybe
But there was no mention of a breach of a system like that when they first put out the stuff.
The criminal history of a restaurant owner who wanted a liquor license.
But so I'm asking, if you could get information for $1.50 or walk 6 blocks to the courthouse, would you tinker with a secure system and open yourself to that?
I don't know.
Worms?
Just don't they have a? They probably have some record. Someone would be in there from the Marion County Record asking for public.
No, there usually is the computer you can walk in, or you can. I bet the recorded searches, because you got to pay for them, so they're probably credit card records if you're using the online system. But in general, I think people try to work smarter, not harder. So I'm like, public access for $1.50, secured access where I don't even know how to get on that thing. It seems like a stretch to me. We'll see.
Did you see who the Marion County Record has hired as their attorney?
I did not.
The most high-profile media guy in Kansas City. It's some law firm that's been around over 100 years. And he's done all these big cases with, Fox and all these, because there's not that many huge media cases in just Kansas City, but this is like all over. So I wonder what they're waiting for.
And
You think there's going to be a lawsuit out of this, huh? Marion County, they may not have any roads. They may just have to go to sand roads after this guy gets a hold of him. Yeah, that's. I'm sure that the Marion County Record has the funds to hire a big shot attorney like that, right?
Just like when you see a lot of these families that have high-profile cases, they do have some of the big attorneys swing in, and I gotta think there's some pro bono stuff going on there.
Well, listen, Marion, they've had a long, dusty past. That
And you saw the subscription rates. People were buying that newspaper. Maybe they can't afford the high-profile attorney.
anyway.
To
Good.
be determined on what's going to, all the fallout of that. Got records that were dug up on multiple people, possible improprieties maybe on both sides. It's a perfect storm of media.
It's a small town. Yeah. I think they're just kind of cover up the fact that blue-green algae has been back at Marion Reservoir all summer.
Divert your
You
attention.
divert their attention from that. All right. So, what do you say? The World Track in Budapest, right?
Budapest.
Budapest.
Yeah, look for it on CNBC. There is a little.
I don't
block
watch I don't watch any channel that ends with a BC on it.
You can't if you got DirecTV. Luckily, it's on CNBC because DirecTV still has that channel.
Okay. All right.
But USA, NBC, CNBC throughout the whole next week. So watch out for your regular scheduled track.
Okay.
program.
So what's going on the World Cup? Who's? I think Britain is playing for the. What do they call them? The
Lionesses.
Lionesses. Yeah.
Yeah,
The first time they've ever played for the World Cup.
yeah,
But
the
World
actual
Cup championship. Yeah.
Yeah, they knocked out the home favorite, the Matildas from Australia, so they get Spain, and then I believe Sweden and Australia play the third place game tomorrow, which will be means DVR it so you can wake up and watch
Oh,
it.
okay. All right.
'Cause it's like at 3 in the morning.
Okay.
And what's funny, it's in Australia, so the ball goes the opposite way when they kick it.
Is that true?
It is not.
No, about the toilet water spinning opposite when you're on
Yeah,
that.
it comes up.
Okay, Mike Corson with us. Mike will be back with your news at 8:07 this morning. It is 7:24.
If you need physical therapy, consider Advanced Therapy in Great Bend and Progressive Therapy in Larned and Hayes.
Hi, my name is Dalton Jones, a patient that I helped. She came in with chronic back pain that she'd been having for years. After several weeks of showing her exercises, several different interventions, we were able to get her back to where she can do her shopping without leaning on the shopping cart at all.
You don't need to hurt. Physical therapy can help. Call Advanced or Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine to explore your treatment options and get your life back.
Receive only the finest granite, quartz, and custom installation from J.R. Granite, Ellsworth. Co-owner Robert Hicks.
One thing you won't have with me is a pressured sale. The natural beauty of stone sells itself. I suggest customers take their time and choose exactly what they want for material. This purchase will most likely last you a lifetime. If you're even considering buying countertops, now's a great time for a free quote.
Delivering nature's durable beauty that exceeds your expectations. J.R. Granite in Ellsworth.
You guys, Mimi and Papa say to always face your fears. Except spiders! Yeah, you should run, stomp, scream, cry, throw things at them. Do whatever it takes to get away from a spider.
Or call World Pest Control for all your pest needs. From spiders, ants, crickets, to termites, roaches, bedbugs, and more, we can treat it all. World Pest Control, with offices in Sylvan Grove, Otis, and Salina.
Friday, August 11th was a lucky day for Mike Perry, the grand prize winner of the Nitro Yellow Chevy Trailblazer. He registered one time and was qualifier number 4.
Northview Nursery, my wife drugged me down there to spend a lot of money on plants. Thanks, Chad and Northview Nursery. We got a great looking yard. Now we got a great looking car.
Way to go, Mike. The Nitro Summer presented by Ehlers Chevrolet, Farmers Bank and Trust, Doan's Outdoor Store, Northview Nursery and Landscape, Eagle Radio, and Whole Broadcasting.
7:26 at KVGB. Time to check area obituary news this morning. Bryant Funeral Home will have funeral services for Ricky James Rick Phelps, age 62, who passed away on August 15th in Ellenwood. That funeral service is this afternoon at 2 p.m. at Bryant Funeral Home with Pastor Don Fisher presiding. Nicholson Ricky Funeral Home with funeral services for Barbara Joyce Barnard, age 83, who passed away on August 15th in Salina. Visitation will be this Sunday from 1 to 8. Family will receive friends from 2 to 4 at the funeral home. Graveside service, 2 p.m. Monday afternoon at Hoisington City Cemetery with Ron Bailey presiding. That is your area obituary news this morning, 7:27 on the AM Great Bend Show. On the way, American Countryside with Andrew McCrae.
Whether you're fighting a fever or think you need stitches, let the experienced team at the University of Kansas Health System Convenient Care Walk-In Clinic care for you. They can treat any minor illness or injury without an appointment. Hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. For quality care when you need it, visit the Convenient Care Walk-In Clinic at St. Rose Medical Pavilion in Grape Bend. Learn more at kansashealthsystem.com/Grape Bend.
We are so excited about the annual Golden Belt Humane Society Clear the Shelter event. It's one time of year where we strive to get all the available pets to their forever homes. Several sponsors have stepped up to help provide discounted adoption fees to help with this regional effort. So come on out on Saturday, August 19th from 10 to 3, just south of town over the bridge, to find your newest family member and help our furry friends. Join this major effort as you explore Great Bend and help our community clear the shelter at the Golden Belt Humane Society on August 19th.
Although these buildings once had many workers, they now only house tourists. This is the place that helped build the 20th century. We go there on this edition of the American Countryside, brought to you by Nationwide. Farming and land ownership comes with a share of liabilities, and you need an insurance company to help protect you. But when it comes down to it, what you really need is an individual who truly understands what you deal with each day and knows how to help you see what you may have overlooked. That's why I've partnered with Nationwide, the #1 farm and ranch insurer in the nation. They have farm-certified agents. Those are agents that are specifically trained to handle the needs of farmers. I know there was a lot I had overlooked, and that's why we've created short videos to help address those key concerns. Go to nationwide.com/Andrew. That's nationwide.com/Andrew, where I host quick shows on important topics to help you protect your next.
I'm Ty Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report, the only weekend television show that features some of agriculture's biggest names. From custom commentary from John Phipps to the stories of antique iron with Machinery Pete to a list of more than 30 marketing analysts, our weekly program focuses on the topics that matter most to you. We invite you to join us each weekend for U.S. Farm Report, timely, trusted tradition.
Mary Ann Gerbakis retells the story of one of the greatest inventors this country has ever known. He grew up in northern Ohio and had but a few months of formal schooling. From there, young Thomas Edison just continued to show a gift for looking at old things in new ways.
He was very young when he began being entrepreneurial, when he began selling candy on the railroad and producing his own newspaper and becoming a teletype operator. And that sort of entrepreneur spirit really followed him through his life.
In fact, Edison wouldn't put his trademark on things he didn't believe had a market in the American household. When Edison was just a teenager, he saved a young child from being hit by a runaway boxcar. The appreciative father offered to teach Edison how to work the telegraph for the railroad. The career earned him money and a wife.
He was a teletype operator, and he met his first wife, Mary Stillwell, and they even called their first little boy and girl Dot and Dash.
During his lifetime, Edison would hit extreme highs and lows in his role as an inventor. One of his best assets was having great friends.
Mr. Edison always made money, and then he would lose it by plowing it into the next invention. So there were lots and lots of highs and lows. And later in his life, when his losses became more dramatic, he was bailed out several times financially by his good friend Henry Ford.
When you stop to consider what Edison gave to the world, one of his most important contributions was giving us more time, in a sense.
Nothing is essentially life-changing as bringing light into darkness. Before Thomas Edison, our days ended with the sun setting.
We'll continue with the Edison story next time as we travel the countryside, West Orange, New Jersey. I'm Andrew McCrae.
Thanks, Andrew. 7:31 at KVGB. It's Friday, August 18th, 230th day of 2023, 135 days left in the year. Today's highlight in history, August 18th, 1587. Virginia Dare became the first child of English parents to be born in present-day America on what is now Roanoke Island in North Carolina. When it was like a New Year's baby, you know, they came out, put the picture in the local newspaper. First child of English parents to be born in America. Also on this date, 1914, Woodrow Wilson issued a proclamation of neutrality aimed at keeping the U.S. out of World War I. 1920, the 19th Amendment to the Constitution guaranteeing American women the right to vote ratified as Tennessee became the 36th state to approve it. In 1969, Woodstock Music and Art Fair in Bethel, New York, wound to a close after 3 nights with a mid-morning set by Jimi Hendrix. And in 2005, a judge in Wichita sentencing BTK serial killer Dennis Rader to 10 consecutive life terms, the maximum that the law would allow. Today in history, Friday, August 18th. Time for news from the Kansas Information Network, all brought to you by Nextech, where the Great Bend Fiber Project continues. Sign up now, fast internet, streaming TV. Just go to nextech.com.
Hey students, welcome back to Great Bend. Every college student deserves great Wi-Fi and a free Gambino's pizza. Make sure you and your roommate have great internet all year long. Sign up for Nextech Internet in the month of August and receive a free Gambino's pizza. Visit next-tech.com/student specials for more details. Some restrictions apply.
Kansas Information Network News. I'm Jen Austin. A man is sentenced to 50 years in prison. Julio Flores has more.
In a special session last night, the Caney City Council authorized the replacement of a line on Maple Street that feeds the east and south end of town. A line city officials say is in poor shape. Officials say working with the city of Coffeyville is the best option for water for Caney, even more cost-effective and efficient than the current water treatment plant. For the Kansas Information Network, I'm Julio Flores.
2 new grants at Kansas State University will help develop vaccines to protect swine and cattle from infectious diseases. The combined grants exceed $1.2 million and are federally funded. They'll be used for research projects at K-State's College of Veterinary Medicine with the goal of protecting livestock from dangerous bovine viruses. The national initiative was part of the 2008 Farm Bill. And with schools getting back into session, police have extra enforcements planned in school zones, and they remind drivers to slow down and never pass a stopped school bus. This is Kansas Information Network News.
I heard about something called the Affordable Connectivity Program. It helps people save money on internet.
Where did you hear that?
On the internet.
I don't have the internet, but I'd like to.
You should apply to see if you're eligible. You could save $30 a month.
What's it called again? I want to sign up.
The Affordable Connectivity Program, or the ACP.
Get the internet you need for work, school, healthcare, and more. Sign up, connect, and save at getinternet.gov.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Fund.
Welcome back, 7:35. Time for a look at sports. Steve Webster with you, sitting in for Aaron Clark this morning. Sports brought to you by the American Plains Co-op Seed Department. Give them a call about all your seed needs. Make next year's crop the best ever. In Town & Country Supermarket in Hoisington, you always find the freshest meats and produce, all at affordable prices. Great Bend Lady Panther volleyball team began workouts this week looking to improve on last year's 19-15 record. Great Bend lost 3 seniors to graduation, including Valerie Luna, who took her volleyball skills to Cali this fall. But despite those senior losses, head coach Shelley Duvall says this year's squad will have a veteran look about them.
Definitely senior heavy. We have six seniors that will see court time for sure, and but we add in some of our girls that we had from last year, and we actually have a freshman playing with us as well. So definitely senior heavy. We're going to miss them after this season, but I'm sure they're going to give us quite a bit to look forward to.
Back this season are seniors Sadie Spray, Paige Thexton, Kenzie Premer, Macy Noctegal, Lauren Davis, and Emily Hall. They're backed by a talented group of underclassmen, including freshman Kaya Bear, who will make an immediate impact as a hitter.
We have a lot of firepower that we haven't had here in the last couple seasons, and we've been able to kind of upspeed our offense. We're going to be a lot quicker on the court. You'll see a lot of more agility between our girls, a lot more firepower, and just consistency all around.
Lady Panthers open the 23 season against Liberal on August 31st. Well, Paul Stoll's free throws with 11.7 seconds left in the fourth quarter proved to be the difference as Mexico held on late to knock off K-State 83-81 in an exhibition game last night in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. It was the Wildcats' second exhibition game of their historic 10-day trip to Israel and Abu Dhabi, which began Wednesday and runs through Sunday, August 20th. Graduate transfer Taylor Perry led all scorers with 18 points. 3 other Wildcats scored in double figures, including 15 from senior Naquan Tomlin, 11 from junior Cam Carter, and 10 from freshman McCaleb Rich. K-State will make a quick turnaround today. The Wildcats will play their third and final game against Sharjah, a city in the United Arab Emirates. The game will be played in Abu Dhabi. Another close game at Kauffman Stadium yesterday. Another close game that didn't go the Royals' way.
Swing and a pop-up shallow down the right field line in foul territory. Long run, Velasquez, he's there and will make the catch. Tagging at third, heading home is Moore. The throw to the plate, the slide, the tag. Moore is safe at home. And the Mariners have the lead, 5-4.
Call on KIRO as Teoscar Hernandez hits a sacrifice fly, shallow right field, scoring Dylan Moore in the top of the 8th. That put the Mariners ahead 5-4. Seattle goes on to defeat the Royals 6-4. Final game of a 4-game series at the K. Julio Rodriguez had a career-best 5 hits to go with 5 RBIs and, more importantly, lifted the streaking Mariners to a series-ending win that left them a half game behind Toronto for the 3rd American League wildcard spot. Seattle won 3 of 4 games in the series, all close contests. The Royals manager Mike Quatrero says didn't go the Royals' way.
The close games, they were intense. I mean, they were back and forth. Both teams were playing extremely hard, giving it their best effort. There were a lot of clutch hits on both sides. There were some great defensive plays. I mean, came down to the wire 4 days in a row.
We'll have more afternoon baseball for you today. The Royals begin a 7-game road trip with the first of 3 against the Cubs in Chicago. We'll have it for you starting at 12:30 on KVGB. Also in the major leagues last night, light schedule. Cardinals lose to the Mets by the score of 4-2. More sports coming up. Fall will be soon arriving at the American Plains Co-op, and that means a very busy time in the agricultural industry. The American Plains Co-op Seed Department here to help, offering a wide variety of seed, weed, and cover crop needs to suit whatever fits your farm. The team is also currently offering early order programs and discounts for your 2024 spring planting, so take advantage. Get a hold of the American Plains Co-op Seed Department today for all your seed needs.
Town & Country Supermarket in Hoisington offers the freshest meats and produce at affordable prices. They also fry their donuts fresh daily. That's right, no thaw and serve. Stop by the deli for fresh hot deli foods, sliced deli meat, and meat, cheese, and vegetable trays. Don't forget to visit townandcountrysupermarket.com for weekly specials and download the Town & Country mobile app for digital coupons. Town & Country Supermarket, proud to be your local grocery store for over 65 years. Just off Highway 4 in Hoisington.
Kansas City Chiefs head into their exhibition game at Arizona tomorrow with a banged-up receiver core. KC lost wide receivers Nico Rumigio to a dislocated shoulder, Justin Ross to knee and hamstring troubles, and Emir Smith-Marset to a groin injury as they began their final week of camp at Missouri Western State. In addition, they placed tight end Jody Fortson on season-ending injured reserve this week. That means players like second-year wideout Sky Moore will be relied on more than ever to provide a reliable option for quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Here's Chiefs wide receiver coach Connor Embry.
I think Sky just needs to be him. I think if he's just Sky, that'll be good for our team. And obviously he'll probably have a bigger role this year, being year 2. You know, also not making rookie mistakes and doing stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, it's up to him, and I expect a lot from him.
Chiefs lost 26-24 Sunday in their preseason opener, a game in which they got nothing from their first-team offense and defense, something Andy Reid wants to see change come tomorrow night.
We don't game plan for these, really, so but with that, you got to keep the tempo rolling. And so I wanted better than what we had it. Again, they presented a better tempo than what we did. And so, you know, I expect us to be able to get off the field and continue a drive on the offensive side.
We'll have tomorrow night's game for you on B1043 The Point, starting at 6 with the pregame show. Preseason football last night, Cleveland and Philadelphia battling to an 18-18 tie. Stanford hasn't given up on getting an invitation to join the ACC as its fellow Pac-4 members wait and hope to rebuild their plundered league. Leaders from Stanford, Cal, Oregon State, and Washington State spoke yesterday, and Stanford told its colleagues it had informed the ACC that it would be open to joining the conference at greatly reduced or even no media rights payouts for several years. And a Kansas City Chiefs superfan known as Chiefsaholic and familiar for attending games dressed as a wolf in the NFL team gear has been indicted by a federal grand jury. that accuses him of armed robbery and money laundering in a string of bank heists across 4 states. According to the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Missouri, Xavier Babudar robbed 6 banks, laundered the proceeds at casinos and sports books. A 19-count indictment handed down Wednesday replaces and supplements a criminal complaint filed against Babudar in May. His attorney says he's scheduled to be arraigned today. Barton Fall sports season getting underway today. The Barton volleyball team, they are in McCook, Nebraska. They'll start the 2-day tournament at McCook Community College. They'll take on Northeastern Junior College and Iowa Lakes Community College before wrapping up play tomorrow. And the men's soccer team, they play at Bethel, take on the Bethel JV today. Tomorrow they're scheduled to go to Fort Hays State to take on the Tigers. That's sports brought to you by Town & Country Supermarket in Hoisington and the American Plains Co-op Seed Department. 7:43, birthday and anniversary time. If you have a birthday for today, tomorrow, Sunday, give me a call, 792-2479. I'll get it on the list, or you can call it in live on the birthday line in 1 minute.